السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome to فيصل الحربي محمد حمدي حسين العمري محمد علي. I hope you can hear me and you can see the slide as well. Please, if you can hear me clearly and see the slide as well, please type number 1. Okay, thank you, Mr. Hussein Al-Amri. What about other brothers? Great, Faisal, Muhammad Humadi, Muhammad Ali. Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we ask him all press. You mean press number 1. Okay, Mr. Hussein Al-Amri. Press, this is the correct spelling for the word press. Okay? It's a good try. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we ask him to guide us to the right path. Today we have a conversation class. We will try to improve our listening skill. This lesson has been prepared by Mr. Turki Al-Fifi. I am your brother Abdullah Shahrani. I will try to teach you this skill. Be ready. Are you ready, brothers, to start? Okay, good job. Okay, this is the goal of our class. We will be able to manage their life. This is the goals. And to know more about idioms and slang expressions. Welcome to Mr. Muhammad Khalid Al-Arifi. And we will be able to know more about idioms and slang expressions and to speak fluent English. This is the main goals for this class. And this is the introduction. So in this lesson we will acquire new vocabularies and slangs and new expressions. And also we have to play the role of the dialogue. So we need volunteers to read along with the record you are going to display. So this is the first. How many pictures do we have now? If we start with the first questions, how many pictures do we have? Great, Muhammad Humadi. Good, Faisal. Good, Muhammad Al-Arifi. Good, Muhammad Ali. Well done. Great, we have 2 pictures. What do you think of each picture? What is the relationship? What are they doing? Okay, good, Faisal. Good, Faisal Harbi. Good, Mr. Faisal, Mr. Muhammad. And please, Mr. Faisal, be careful. Cooking is C-O-O-K-I-N-G, like the word you just mentioned by Mr. Muhammad Humadi. This is the word cooking. Good job. Welcome to Al-Anud. Good job. Okay, so where do you think they are? Where do you think? What is the place that? Kitchen. Allah is so proud. In the kitchen. Great, Faisal Harbi, Muhammad Al-Arifi. Good job, brothers. Sisters, good job, Muhammad. Kitchen, yes. They are in the kitchen. So they are cooking. Are they? You cannot hear anything? Hussein Al-Amri? What about others? Can you hear me, brothers and sisters? So Muhammad Humadi, Faisal Harbi, Muhammad Al-Arifi, Muhammad Ali, they can hear me. Yes, try to refresh. Good try. Yes, they try, Mr. Hussein, to refresh the page. Good job. So they are trying to help their family, they cooperate, they are in the kitchen. Okay. So the idea here is cooperation and sharing. They are sharing the job together. They are sharing. This is the word, sharing. Okay. Let's move to another slide. Now please listen to this conversation between Badr and Adnan. Try to listen carefully, and you can take notes because we will answer some questions after the record. Okay? Okay. Listen carefully and you can take notes. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Page 6. 4. Conversation.
I'm really excited that we're going to share an apartment to save money while we study in New York.
I am too. But you know, a lot of friends end up arguing about chores. So I was thinking it might be a good idea for us to divide up the chores before we move in.
Yeah, I do think we should discuss that. I'm sure we can work out a fair division of chores.
Of course, we'll each clean our own room. And since there are 2 bathrooms, how about if I clean one and you clean the other?
That's fair. And each week we can take turns cleaning the rest of the apartment.
Hey, do you want to do our laundry together so that only one of us has to go to the laundromat each week?
We're on the same wavelength. I was just going to suggest that.
I really don't like folding the wash. If I wash the laundry, would you be willing to do the folding?
No sweat. And how about cooking? I don't mind cleaning, but cooking is really not my cup of tea. Would you do the cooking if I did the cleaning up?
Sorry, but if there's one chore I hate, it's cooking.
Well, it looks like we're going to be eating a lot of take.
Okay, welcome to who just joined the class, Mr. Saud Al-Harbi and Umar Al-Jamal. I welcome you all. Did you listen to the conversation? Is it clear for you, brothers and sisters? Was it clear for you? Yup. Okay. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Mr. Umar Al-Jamal. And please try to speak and participate in English, okay, brothers and sisters? So I'm gonna do it again for you. Okay, Mr. Umar. I'm gonna now replay it to you. Do you make notes? Did you take notes? Did you take notes? Because we will. Okay, good. Do you want me to replay it for you again? Sure, okay. Let me do it again and replay it.
Page 6. 4. Conversation.
I'm really excited that we're going to share an apartment to save money while we study in New York.
I am too. But you know, a lot of friends end up arguing about chores. So I was thinking it might be a good idea for us to divide up the chores before we move in.
Yeah, I do think we should discuss that. I'm sure we can work out a fair division of chores.
Of course, we'll each clean our own room. And since there are 2 bathrooms, how about if I clean one and you clean the other?
That's fair. And each week we can take turns cleaning the rest of the apartment.
Hey, do you want to do our laundry together so that only one of us has to go to the laundromat each week?
We're on the same wavelength. I was just going to suggest that.
I really don't like folding the wash. If I wash the laundry, would you be willing to do the folding?
No sweat. And how about cooking? I don't mind cleaning, but cooking is really not my cup of tea. Would you do the cooking if I did the cleaning up?
Sorry, but if there's one chore I hate, it's cooking.
Well, it looks like we're going to be eating a lot of takeout.
Okay, now let's move to another slide. We have 3 questions. Who wants to read the first question? Or volunteer to do the first question? Umar, I'm gonna let you try to. Saud Al-Harbi, Mr. Saud, you are raising your hand. You wanted to ask a question. Okay, Mr. Umar, you can start. The mic is with you. Okay, Mr. Umar. Welcome to Mr. Falah Latabi. I hope you can hear me and you can see the slide as well. Okay, who wants to... Welcome back, Mr. Umar Al-Jamal. Who wants to read the first question? Yes, you may. Sure, Muhammad. Now is yours, Mr. Muhammad.
Can you hear me? What's the relationship of the boys?
Good job, Mr. Muhammad Al-Arifi. Great. What is the relationship of the boys? According to the text we have just listened. Do you remember? What is the relationship of the boys? What do you think, brothers and sisters? What is the relationship of the boys? Yes, we hear you, Mr. Umar, but we'll give you another chance. So both of them, you mean they were students. So, roommate, good job, Mr. Faisal Harbi. Good job, Mr. Faisal. Yes, they are roommate. They are going to share an apartment while they are studying in New York, and they... Great. Where do you think they're going? Good, Mr. Faisal. What do you think? Where do you think they are going? I'm gonna again replay it to you to make sure that you to study. Good. Good try, Mr. Umar Al-Jamal. Good. So they are going to share an apartment while they are studying. Where? They live with each other. Good job, Muhammad, Umar, Faisal. They are moving, but I don't know where. New York. Good, Mr. Umar Al-Jamal. And don't forget, please, my brother, to capitalize the first letter of each. Okay, New York. New York. Good job. And they are studying in New York, Muhammad Al-Arifi. Thank you, brothers. Wallahi, I'm so proud to have you in my class. Good job. What about the third one? Who wants to read this question? I'm gonna give you a chance to practice and to participate. Okay, Umar al-Jamal, Mr. Umar. Are you speaking, Abdullah? What do you mean, Mr. Muhammad? I didn't got your question. But let us give Mr. Umar al-Jamal. No, he's still.
What is the idea that they disagreed about?
Good job, Mr. Umar al-Jamal. Good job. But what is the idea that they disagreed about? This is the opposite of the word agreed, disagree. It's okay. What is the idea? Do you remember? About what? Something in the kitchen. Do you still remember it? Start with letter C. Cooking, Faisal al-Harbi. Good job. Dividing up their jobs or their duties. Good job, Muhammad al-Harbi, Muhammad Humadi, Faisal al-Harbi. Good. Let's play it back to make sure about the notes. Okay, brothers and sisters, let's move to the next slide. Okay, now I need two volunteers to read this conversation. Who wants to read the first to play the role of Mr. Badr and Adnan? Okay, so Muhammad al-Arifi, Muhammad Khalid, and Umar al-Jamal. I'm gonna give the chance for Umar to start with Mr. Badr, then Muhammad al-Arifi will play the role of Mr. Adnan. Okay, Umar, you can start with Mr. Badr.
I am really excited that we're going to share an apartment to save money while we study in New York.
Good job, Mr. Umar. I am really excited. Good job, Mr. Umar. Good job, well done. Okay, now with Mr. Muhammad al-Arifi. Mr. Muhammad Khalid.
Yep, I am too. But you know, a lot of friends end up arguing about chores. So I was thinking it might be a good idea for us to divide up the chores before we move in.
A brilliant job. Good job, Mr. Muhammad al-Arifi. Brothers and sisters, your English sounds terrific. Good job. Now, who wants to complete or I need to give a chance to other brothers and sisters to participate. I really thank you, Mr. Umar Al-Jamal and Muhammad Al-Arifi. If anyone wants to complete the conversation, or let's complete with Muhammad Al-Arifi and Umar Al-Jamal. It's a great chance. Feel free to participate. We are here to learn and to study and to improve our English. Okay, let's now go back to you, Mr. Umar. The third line. Umar, now it's yours.
Yeah, I do think we should discuss that. I am sure we can work out a fair division of chores.
Thank you so much. Good. So we appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Umar. Mr. Muhammad Al-Arifi, now it's yours.
Of course, we'll each clean our own room, and since there are 2 bathrooms, how about if I clean one and you clean the other?
Thank you so much, Mr. Muhammad. Great job. Good job. The last thing with Mr. Umar Al-Jamal.
That's fair, and each week we can take turns change of rest of the apartment.
Good job, Mr. Umar. Good job. Good job, brothers. Thank you so much, Mr. Muhammad Al-Arifi and Umar Al-Jamal. Welcome to our sister Nair Hussein, who just joined the class. Good jobs. Now we will move to, we have also to complete this one. Do you want to complete it, Mr. Umar and Muhammad? No sweat. No sweat, Mr. Muhammad. Thank you so much. Okay, now it's yours, Muhammad. We will explain this expression now, but let us complete the conversation.
Hey, do you want to do our laundry together so that only one of us has to go to the laundromat each week?
Good job, Mr. Muhammad. Mr. Muhammad, you are raising your hand. You wanted to ask a question? Okay, now it's yours, Umar. Mic is yours now, Mr. Umar Al-Jamal.
We're on the same wavelength. I was just going to suggest that.
Thank you, brother. Now is yours, Muhammad. Who wants to participate? Anyone wants to participate? Because we just, Mr. Umar Al-Jamal and Muhammad Khalid Al-Arifi, they volunteered to participate and to read. Anyone wants to participate? Feel free, brothers and sisters, if you would like to read. Faisal Harbi is trying to welcome back to Mr. Hussein Al-Amri. I hope you can hear me, you can see the slide as well. Okay, no worries. Now with Umar, I think Umar's. Umar?
No sweet, and how about cooking? I don't mind cleaning, but cooking it's really not my cup of tea. Would you do the cooking if did the cleaning up?
Good job, Mr. Umar. Thank you, Mr. Umar. Yes, Mr. Hussein. Yes, you can read. Sure. So here we are. The last two lines, I'm going to give it to you. Mr. Hussein Al-Amri. Mr. Hussein. Mr. Hussein, now it's yours. The mic is yours. I didn't hear anything from you. No, nothing. What about others? Do you hear anything from Mr. Hussein Amri? I think you have a problem with your mic. You can fix it, and I just gave you the mic. I just gave you the mic. Again? Now, Mr. Hussein? To save time, because time flies. Thank you so much, Mr. Hussein, for the chance. You wanted to. Who wants to complete the last two lines? Who wants to complete the last two lines? Okay, Mr. Umar Al-Jamal, now it's yours.
Sorry, but if there's one chore I hate, it's cooking. Well, it's look like we're going to be eating a lot of takeout.
Good job, brothers. Wallahi, I'm so proud to have you in the class. You make this class more vivid. Thank you so much. The word that you are asking about, Mr. I think Muhammad Al-Arifi, about this one, which is laundromat, is usually it's like a coin operated in self-services. Sometimes you can find it like if you travel abroad, you will find these places. You have to use a coin. It's like a self-services. This services make like in a lower case, so we can use it for a commercial establishment with washing machine and dryers. This is the word you are asking about, Mr. Muhammad Al-Arifi. Okay, good. Now let's move to what are the highlighted expressions mentioned in the conversation. Yeah, you saw it in the films, yeah? You saw it in the films, movies. Okay, good job. What are the highlight expressions mentioned in the conversation? We come across many things. So note the highlighted expressions in the blue color in the conversation explains that these are usually idiomatic or slang words that students may not be able to find in their dictionaries. They are defined here in the same lesson. So we will talk about it now. So this is the first one. On the same wavelength, this is one of the expressions we come across while we were reading the conversation. The example says, my husband and I were not on the same wavelength last Saturday. He wanted to stay home and watch a film, but I wanted to go out shopping. What do you think? What is the meaning of this expression? What is the closest meaning to this expression? on the same wavelength according to this example. Yeah, it's an idiom. Yes, Mr. Muhammad. Good job, Muhammad. Yes, it's an idiom. What do you think? What is the meaning of this? On the same wavelength. We just use this in this example, so on the same mood, Muhammad, Humadi, good try. It's really appreciative. What about others? Anyone? It's like, for example, like they are thinking the same thing. They are thinking the same thing. So according to the examples, not in the same mood. Style could be Mr. Umar, Faisal, not on the same mood. Okay, Muhammad Al-Arifi, on the same idea, good job. But on the same wavelength, it means like they are thinking the same thing. They are thinking the same thing. Okay? They are thinking the same thing. No sweats. We just mentioned, I think, by one of our brothers in this class, no sweats. Why did Badr use this expression? Because he doesn't mind doing the folding at all. Notes. This phrase is also very informal and would usually be said among friends. Students would not use this expression with a teacher or someone else they speak to with respect. So no sweat. What do you think? What is the closest meaning? No problem. Good job, Mr. Faisal Harbi. Wavelength, this is Muhammad Al-Arifi. This is the wavelength, yeah. You can say this in Arabic. Good job, Muhammad and Faisal Harbi, yes. Thank you all. No sweat, it means no problem. No problem. The next slide, who says not my cup of tea. This is Mr. Pedder. And why, he said. Why did he say it's not my cup of tea? Because he doesn't like to cook and probably is not very good at it. So not my cup of tea. You mean, Muhammad, I don't really like it. This is the closest meaning to not my cup of tea. Is that what you mean? I don't like it, or maybe not my, yeah, okay, good try. Good try. Yeah, it's like not my cup of tea. It's like a polite way to say you don't like or you don't like something. Yes, Umar al-Jamal, yes. It's not like what you just, oh, that, because in idioms we may explain something else. We not take it like it's an idiom. We do not take it by words. Just we have to be careful. Who says not my cup of tea? It doesn't mean that you have. This is not my cup of tea while we are drinking. This is an idiom. Great, good questions. What is the idiom? What does idioms mean? Anyone can try. What is the meaning of an idiom? How about if I say yes, this is my cup of tea? We can use it if you are like staying in a coffee shop and someone who will take your cup, and you can say that. But here we just come across it while we are. What is the answer? You mean what is not my cup? Yeah, it's an idiom. Not my cup of tea, it means like a polite way to say you don't like something. You don't like something. An idiom is like an expression of a given language that is, it's like a speech. We use it for an expressing of a given language. You are welcome, Mr. Muhammad. Yeah, it's the same thing, Mr. Muhammad Al-Arifi. Okay, who can give me an example of something that is not your cup of tea? Who can give me an example? And please don't take it literally. We are talking about idioms because this is an idiom. And we know that the idiom is like a traditional way of saying something. Okay, swimming is not my cup of tea. I don't like swimming. Okay, good, Mr. Faisal Harbi. Sleeping early is not my cup of tea. Okay, Mr. Muhammad, I don't like it. Good job, brothers. I can say also gardening is not my cup of tea. The flowers that I plant never grow. I'm gonna try to write this one. Is not my cup of tea. The flowers that I plant never grow. The playing is not my. What do you mean the playing is? It's the playing. It's not my cup of tea. We cannot say this in English, Mr. Omar. It's really a good try, but we can say playing piano is not my cup of tea. Playing soccer is not my cup of tea. I'm not good at it. Okay, Mr. Omar. We cannot say the playing. It is not my cup of tea. We can say in English, playing piano is not my cup of tea. I'm not good at it. Yeah, because you mentioned the playing, two subjects here. Playing, it is not my cup of tea. We can, because we don't join this sentence, we can make it just one sentence by the playing is not my cup of tea instead of using the pronoun it. And we just read this conversation. Let me, for the last time, to repeat it to you. We just have like few minutes before ending the class. So let's give you a chance to listen.
Page 6. 4. Conversation.
I'm really excited that we're going to share an apartment to save money while we study in New York.
I am too. But you know, a lot of friends end up arguing about chores, so I was thinking it might be a good idea for us to divide up the chores before we move in.
Yeah, I do think we should discuss that. I'm sure we can work out a fair division of chores.
Of course, we'll each clean our own room, and since there are 2 bathrooms, how about if I clean one and you clean the other?
That's fair. And each week we can take turns cleaning the rest of the apartment.
Hey, do you want to do our laundry together so that only one of us has to go to the laundromat each week?
We're on the same wavelength. I was just going to suggest that.
I really don't like folding the wash. If I wash the laundry, would you be willing to do the folding?
No sweat. And how about cooking? I don't mind cleaning, but cooking is really not my cup of tea. Would you do the cooking if I did the cleaning up?
Sorry, but if there's one chore I hate, it's cooking.
Well, it looks like we're going to be eating a lot of takeout.
If you have any questions regarding the text. Okay, now we have 3 questions. What problem are Badr and Adnan trying to avoid? What do you think? What problems are Badr and Adnan are trying to avoid? This is the first question. You mean saving money? Okay, Mr. Faisal. Good try, Mr. Faisal. What about who can? Cooking. Good try, good job, Mr. Faisal. So appreciated. What about the argues about chores, the routines that we should do while they are going to share an apartment together while they are in New York? It's good try. Okay. It's really good try. Also, Mr. Faisal, Harbi, Umar, Jamal. I didn't get you the problem for homework. If you mean the problem, this is the correct spelling. This is the problem. What about how do Badr and Adnan divided up the chores? Do you still remember this? Because we asked to take notes. One of them is cleaning. Good job, Mr. Faisal Harbi. Yes, great, brilliant. And the other is cooking and all these stuffs. Great. What chores does neither of them want to do? What solution does Badr offer? What do you think? By sharing the chores, Muhammad Hamadi. Good job, Muhammad. Great. But what chores does neither of them want to do? What solution does Badr offer? No one wants to. You still remember? No one of them wants to. Chores means a routine, Mr. Umar. Yeah, a routine, like a duty or a task, something you do it daily. It's like a routine. It's like a habit. Okay, could be. So great, Muhammad Hamadi. Yes, cooking. No, neither of them wants to cook. What about Badr? What does he suggest? We'll come back to Mr. Saud Harbi. What solution does Badr offer? You remember? He suggests to the order, okay, eat from outside. Okay, great, Muhammad Hamadi. Take out food. Take out food. Good job. Good job. Yes. And here we have the answers. They don't want to argue about chores. They will both clean the room or rooms. They will each clean the bathroom. They will take turns cleaning. And also the rest of the apartment. Adnan will wash the laundry and Badr will fold it. None of them wants to cook. Badr suggests they order take out food. we come to the conclusion. I hope you get benefit from what we have just explained to you. It was a great class because you made it fun and you participated with me reading this. Thank you so much, Mr. Omar. So we had listened to the conversation between Badr and Adnan. We tried to discover the highlighted meaning, which is the expressions and the slangs. We answered the meaning of new vocabularies. We played the role, the speakers and the listener rules. We tried to play the role of participate the job with a friend. Thank you so much. Thank you all for joining the class. And I hope it was. Thank you, Mr. Faisal. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you to Mr. Faisal Harbi. Thank you, Mr. Muhammad Hamadi. Thank you to Mr. Falah Ratibi. Thank you to Mr. Umar Jamal. And thank you to our sister Nair Hussein. I hope you get benefit from what we have just explained. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Drus is a great opportunity to you all to participate and practice your English. Feel free to join our English classes. We have a brilliant teachers of English. Tomorrow at the same time I have a class. I will be more than happy to join one of my classes. If you have any questions, thank you so much, Mr. Muhammad. This is for today. Goodbye and be well and have a great night. See you later. Umar, see you later. L-A-T-E-A-R. Without, I'm going to try to. Okay. Be well and have a great night. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. Have a great night. في أمان الله.